And now, in studio, bringing his Midwest values from the Show Me State to the land of San Diego. He's a triple threat, licensed as an attorney, mortgage broker, and a top producing realtor who's crushing the competition. Here to deliver you what's happening in the trenches of the market. Your host, Michael Gaddis.
Welcome back to the Michael Gaddis Show on AM 1170 The Answer. I am your host, Michael Gaddis of FrontierLoanGroup.com. And I was going to continue on with my little purchase rant about why you should, take the time to, really select a quality real estate agent when you're purchasing a home. But I hope I made my point. But I do think that it is important, and you need to vet people better. You need to really make sure that you select, the most top quality person that you can find, and that's really the whole point of that segment was, just make sure you take a little more time, and just because somebody answers the phone and starts talking to you doesn't mean that that's the most qualified person to represent you in this transaction. Because I assure you, if you get halfway through this transaction and stuff starts turning south, you want someone behind you that can handle it, that you feel comfortable is going to be able to guide you through that process. And it's just not everybody, I'll tell you that. But I want to jump a little bit now over to talk about reverse mortgages. I want to talk about the top 7 benefits of the FHA's home equity conversion mortgage. That's right, home equity conversion mortgage. And I've told you before that there's power in a name. A lot of people have heard a lot of, negative things about reverse mortgages. There's a lot of myths and misconceptions about them, and we've talked about them ad nauseum during the show. But it's funny because, some people don't have that same negative connotation with home equity conversion mortgage, HECM for short, HECM. I met a lady at an event not too long ago that she came up to my booth and says, "I don't like reverse mortgages." She goes, "I've heard a lot of nasty things about them." She says, "But," she goes, "I'm looking into them. I'm going to get one of those HECMs. I heard about those and I like those a lot." And I'm like, you do realize that's the same product. But the negative connotation associated with reverse mortgage, has kind of overwhelmed her, and yet she was so bedazzled by the HECM that it was kind of funny that it was the same product. That's another name for it. So. And a lot of what she's heard, as I mentioned, are myths and misconceptions. But what I want to talk about right now are the top 7 benefits. So number 1, you keep title to the home. Not you, but the senior keeps title to the home. So that is the number 1 misconception about reverse mortgages, that you will lose title to the house, that you will lose control of your house. Absolutely not true. Not true. Did I say not true? But yet, every time I go to an event, it is the number 1. I will ask people before the event starts, how many of you believe that you'll lose title to your house if you get a reverse mortgage? And almost 50 to 60% always raise their hands. And so I know where the misconceptions come from, and I know what they are. But I'm just trying to clarify that with you right now. You do not lose title to the house. You keep total control to it. It stays in your name or your senior's name, whoever it might be. Number 2, the number 2 benefit of the reverse mortgage, eliminate monthly mortgage payments. Okay? Now, I need to clarify, you are still responsible for taxes and insurance, but it will eliminate your need to make the principal and interest payment, and that alone is life-saving to a lot of seniors. Literally, it can change their life just by the fact that they don't have to make that monthly mortgage payment again. And let me give you an example. So I met a lady the other day. She's 83 years old. She had refinanced about 7 years ago into a 30-year fixed loan. She had 23 years left on her loan. 23. And she was struggling to make her payments. It was just hard for her. It was eating up all of her disposable income. She didn't have a lot of money left at the end of the month to do anything, because she's paying all her money into this mortgage. But she had a lot of equity. So the whole point was, why are you doing this? I mean, what purpose is it serving you? I could just snap my fingers tomorrow, get you into a reverse mortgage, and all of a sudden your disposable income would go up by her P&I payment was $1,400. She would have $1,400 more a month to live on, and and so why do it? Why not? Why keep paying where are you going to be in 23 years when you finally pay off your house? You're going to be able to pop that champagne? You're going to be 107 years old. Is that anywhere? Is that how you want to? Is that the objective you want? Then by then you can start doing things that you've always wanted to. You'll be 107 years old and you could always take that cruise you were thinking about. That's right. That's what you could do. You can put that addition on the back of your house. You're 107 now. You paid off the house. So I think you get my point. My point is you have so much time on this earth. Use it wisely and look at the benefits. Keep an open mind and look at the potential benefits of what you could be getting out of this. So eliminating your monthly mortgage payment, again, although you have to still pay your property taxes and insurance, will alone increase your quality of life substantially. Number 3 benefit, you get to live in your house for as long as you live. So even if you live to be 25 years old, and you set the Guinness Book of World Records for the world's longest living recorded human being, you could still live in your house. You cannot be kicked out. You will not lose your house. You get to live there for as long as you live. That's a huge benefit. Now, the key with that, as I always tell people, is when you get a reverse mortgage is, you probably want to make sure it's your forever house. You don't want to if you have a 2-story home or the home is huge, you might want to think about downsizing the house and getting a single story before you get the reverse mortgage, which you can do. You could sell your house and then use a purchase HECM to buy the house. So you could use a reverse mortgage to buy your house, is what I'm saying. But you get to live in that house for as long as you live. The number 4 benefit is it's FHA insured. Now, some people go, oh, well, I don't like that kind of insurance. But in this case, it's a godsend. Number 1, it's what protects you. It protects you to make sure that the lender is going to comply with the terms of the reverse mortgage. Absolutely will comply. And more importantly, it is what helps you with number 5, which is your line of credit that grows. Perhaps the second greatest benefit, aside from eliminating your mortgage payment, is the line of credit. I will tell you that is an incredible feature of the reverse mortgage. The line of credit it can grow exponentially. It's amazing how much the growth rate you can have on it. So let's say, for example, you're 63 years old. You have enough room after we do the reverse mortgage to establish a $100,000 line of credit. Here's where the FHA insurance comes in. Number 1, it's guaranteed never to be reduced. And it's guaranteed never to be frozen, and it's guaranteed to grow. See, that's in comparison to the home equity line of credit. In the home equity line of credit, the regular HELOC, it's not guaranteed to grow. It can be frozen and it can be reduced. So the line of credit is one of the largest things, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in the next segment, the line of credit. But it is a huge benefit. Number 6, Social Security and Medicare benefits are not affected. So it will not affect it. And all proceeds from it are tax-free. So you don't have to pay taxes on any of the money that you're taking out or that you get. And number 7, the last benefit of the reverse, or the top of my top 7, it's a non-recourse loan with no prepayment penalties, meaning you can get out of it any time you want. And you don't have to worry about it. There's no prepayment penalties, and it's non-recourse, which means that in the event of default, or in the event of, that you live to be 125 years old and you owe more than your house is worth, the lender's only recourse is against the house itself and not against you or your estate. Well, after the break, we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about that line of credit, because I think all of you need to really understand the power of that, because seniors have a very special ability to get this line of credit, and I'm going to tell you why it's so powerful after the break. You're listening to the Michael Gaddis Show on AM 1170, The Answer.